there are some night terrors. There are some moments where you just throw your hands up and say, it's overwhelming. I can't do this.
Yeah.
It's just too much. And I was shocked, honestly, absolutely shocked.
Buying a home in Mexico can feel risky, especially remotely, but David and Susan did it and they saved $50,000 on their home purchase. Now they're living in Mexico. So in a minute, we will find out the steps that made them feel safe, and we'll even break down their monthly budget. Buenos dias from Mexico. I'm Heather with Texas Signature Design and Build, and if you're feeling called to move to San Miguel de Allende, we can help guide you in that process of whether to rent, buy, or build. Thank you so much, David and Susan, for welcoming me into your home. It is such a pleasure to meet with you guys today.
Thank you for coming.
Yes, you bet. So I would love to start off by first just letting everybody know a little bit about who you are. So can you guys start with telling us, where are you from?
We're from South Carolina, and we've been married 58 years.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. But we've lived in many parts of the U.S.
Yes.
Mostly Texas, Houston, and Austin, and
San Diego.
Short time in San Diego.
Oh, wow.
Several places in the Carolinas, North and South Carolina. But in Texas, we kind of got used to the Mexican culture, and we're very familiar with that. So that kind of led us to thinking Mexico might be the place.
That's fantastic. I love that so much. So you're not a stranger to moving and relocating then.
Right.
So then how long have you been here in Mexico now?
2 months.
2.5 months.
2.5 months? I love that. And did you guys get to spend the holidays here?
Yes.
Wonderful. So you experienced San Miguel de Allende and its vibrant Christmas culture, Navidad. That's great. All right, so you shared a little bit about moving to Texas and living there and having some of the Mexican culture influence you. So tell me a little bit more about what helped you guys make the move to Mexico. Why Mexico?
I've always wanted to live in Mexico. I was born and raised in Houston and grew up in an industry that we mostly had employees that were Hispanic.
Okay.
And so I just fell in love with the culture, the people, the honesty, the hard working, the craftsmanship, and I'd always had a fascination with Mexico, and I've traveled in Mexico to 5 or 6 different cities, including Mexico City and Guadalajara and Merida and on and on. And so I just have always had an interest in Mexico.
Yeah, so it didn't take too much convincing then. If he's had a love for it, you were excited to come as well.
Well, yeah. One of the first reasons, of course, is the ease in getting residency here.
Absolutely.
Compared to any place else. The fact that Mexico is close to the U.S. as far as Costa Rica or anything else that we could have gone to, that was really important to us.
Yes.
We had gone to Mexico City a couple of years ago, and both noticed that there's so much activity, especially in the evenings when we would have been home watching TV. Instead, we were out in the park watching, people and watching the activities. It was very vibrant. So I knew that was such a big draw for David. He was really bored in South Carolina.
I'd love to hear a little bit more about why you specifically felt called to San Miguel de Allende. And so, David, I know you said the weather was very appealing, but what else was it that just made it feel right for you to be here?
Well, as you know, we really hadn't put this coming to San Miguel in our itinerary, but we were so close, I said, what the heck, let's go take a look at it. Within 48 hours, I was saying, this is the place for me. The city is the right size.
Yes.
It has a lot of charm, the culture is wonderful. It's a beautiful city. You know, you can't say enough about it. It's just a wonderful place, and I felt like prices here were pretty reasonable, and I felt like it's a place that I could enjoy and live, and there were activities and a lot of things going on constantly. So it was just very appealing to me, and I immediately knew, even though I hadn't planned on coming here, that this was the place.
Susan, I want to hear some of your reasons that you felt comfortable staying in San Miguel after just a few days.
Well, actually, I didn't see it until after he bought the house. However, I have a close friend that had spent probably a total of 3 years here at different times.
Oh, great.
So I'd always heard of it from her. She has another friend that I had talked with that had spent time here. I knew it was an artist center, and even prior to meeting her, I think 20, 30 years ago, I had heard of San Miguel as an artist center and as a place to learn Spanish. So I was very familiar with that, not familiar with how it looked or anything. I knew there would be a lot of activities.
Yes.
Again, my friend had stayed here and was constantly busy with art classes, Spanish classes, cooking classes. She was busy all the time, so I knew it had a lot of appeal. But when it came down to it, one very, very important reason for me was compared to other places, there were a lot of English speakers here, and not knowing the language, it was not as scary as moving someplace when you don't know the language.
Yes.
And so that has really been a benefit.
That's beautiful, and I feel similarly to you, because it was a big push for us to come and speak Spanish. And my heritage is Hispanic, but being able to integrate and learn from the locals, and they're so patient and loving, right?
They are.
That you fell in love with San Miguel de Allende. You knew this is the place you wanted to be. But I want to hear that gripping fear that maybe struck you once you finally made the decision and you're back in the States. What was that like for you? How did you feel, and what helped you to kind of overcome that?
Well, it's not different than probably most people back in the United States. It's a major move,
Yes.
especially when you get to our age, and you don't want to make a mistake. You don't speak the language. You don't understand the culture.
Yes.
So the fear is great.
Yes.
And we have friends that are contemplating moving to Mexico, in fact, San Miguel, but there are some night terrors. There are some moments where you just throw your hands up and say, it's overwhelming. I can't do this.
Yeah.
It's just too much. But, you know, with having someone here that you personally met with who speaks English, his entire team speaks English, we really felt like we were in the right hands, and without Texas Signature, we wouldn't be here. We had to have somebody to hold our hand, walk us through, take 20 calls, you know, because we were back in the States,
Yes.
and asking questions and trying to understand it. And that was mandatory. We had to have that. And we were fearful until the day we got here, but we felt confident that we were being led in the right way, and we could communicate correctly, and that patience was needed, and it would all work itself out. And it may have taken a lot longer than we thought, but it did work out, and we're very, very grateful to be here and with Texas Signature.
Oh, that just warms my heart. It makes me feel so great that you found peace through working with Texas Signature. And I even remember just hearing Benjamin talk about, I think, a message you sent about a storm that hit Mexico.
Exactly. It was on the news on all the major stations in the United States that there was a major flood here. Rain just wouldn't stop. So I texted Benjamin, I said, the sail is off, we're not coming.
Is the city gone?
Yeah, And then
And
we,
it was totally safe because it was a different part of the state of Guanajuato.
exactly,
I
and
remember
we
that
found out it was barely sprinkling here.
Right.
So it was a little embarrassing, but we were frightened.
Yes.
So
yes.
yeah, again, risks are not something you want to take, and fear is a difficult thing to overcome, especially when you're in the States talking
Yes.
about moving 1,500 miles away.
Yes, but here you are and you did it and you pushed through that fear and now you're living this beautiful life in San Miguel de Allende. Okay, David and Susan, now I want to dive a little deeper into how you found this beautiful home and how you saved $50,000 on the final purchase price. So David, tell me a little bit more about that.
An older guy coming to Mexico. I had a strict budget.
Yes.
I knew what that was, and I also didn't want to overpay just in case I needed to move back to the United States. I didn't want to be trapped. So we had looked at, with Texas Signature, quite a few other homes, and even in our price range. But when I saw this house, I was with some of the Texas Signature people, and they had friends in the industry, and we were told this house really needed to be sold. The owner had gone back to the States because of health reasons, and the house was at about $275,000, which was over my budget, even though we had looked at comparable houses at over $400,000.
Wow.
Closer in. And so I just was adamant that this is as far as I can go. And the offer was like $210,000, which was ridiculous. I knew that. But they basically stonewalled it at that point and wouldn't even talk to us and said, you know, get real. So I told Benjamin,
Yes.
the agent, that I was not going to go above 225. That was it. So he said, let's try that. And we
You
went
were
in.
persistent.
We went in
weren't
at
you?
225, and I was ready to walk away
Okay.
at 226, and that was all there was. And I knew that we were getting the house very low, but we were encouraged by their agents to, to make an offer. So I made an offer. And there were several times that I thought, days went by. I thought, well, they're not going to do this. And somehow Benjamin worked with them, and eventually they came around, and I was shocked. Honestly, absolutely shocked, because I knew what the house was worth, and I knew that if there were any issues, I could get out.
Yes.
And it is a freestanding 3-bedroom, 2-bath in a development that is on a golf course.
Yes.
Absolutely stunning, the landscape, the way they keep it up. It's quiet, wide, flat streets, gated. I could go on and on. There's no reason you wouldn't just fall in love with the place. And so we got it. But I will say this, without Benjamin, the owner of Texas Signature, being adamant that this is it and fighting for me, we wouldn't be here.
Yes.
So
Oh my goodness.
we're very grateful.
That's great. I love to hear the story. Now, Susan, I know that you dealt with more of the details on the paperwork. So let's talk a little bit about the remote signing. Tell us about maybe how you felt and dealt with that, because I understand it wasn't originally in the plan to do the signing remotely.
Right.
So tell me about that.
The paperwork was kind of daunting. Not the paperwork so much, but the whole process. It's very, very different from the U.S. And we, had gone through closings in the U.S. numerous times, and remote in the U.S. is not difficult or anything. But I'll tell you that the agents there don't have to work for their money like they did in this case, because I was always coming, you talk about night terrors. My night terrors would be on specific questions about this fee or that fee, or when this happens. What about the utilities? Are the utilities going to be on? One of my latest nightmares right before we moved was, will the utilities be on? Because if we get there and they're not on, and I had read someplace that sometimes it takes a couple months to get your utilities on. So I often wondered why Benjamin continued with us, because he was having to work really hard for his money. Constant emails from me, I know, but I think that was the alleviating factor, is that he would respond immediately, really. We had many phone calls, we had constant emails, and every question that I could ask, I'm sure he thought, oh my gosh, I don't know why he didn't just walk away, but he's very patient, and I don't think we could have done it without somebody constantly being in communication with us. But the fact that one of the things was that the escrow company was in Texas.
Tell us about that. Yes.
And so it wasn't like we were transferring money to Mexico. So he was always reassuring us all along the way. I guess the most stressful part of it was the very end.
Yes.
When we got several documents right before the closing that were all in Spanish. And we got past that. The next day was closing, and
the closing was pretty quick, right?
The closing was like 10 minutes because we
amazing.
really had gone through everything beforehand. So it was just a formality, really.
Okay.
And that it really worked out very well. And another thing, originally it was not going to be remote.
Right.
But we couldn't pin down a specific date
for the closing.
Closing.
Okay.
And we knew that when we got here, at the time we were planning on bringing 2 cats.
Yes.
And we were getting into a house that had no furniture.
Right, you had to furnish.
So it would, the flights were more expensive at the time that we were originally going to close. And so to do it remotely just really solved a lot of problems, and we were very grateful that worked out.
Well, being here with you two right now, totally worth it to go through the process of helping you guys get here, and absolutely being your advocates to just make sure everything can happen smoothly.
And I might add that we came in and got here something around 1 o'clock in the afternoon after the closing, a few days. And what happened? We get to the house, we have flowers, we have lunch, we have drinks. Texas Signature just provided everything, and we were just amazed at the service after the sale.
Yeah.
So it was really great.
Oh, thank you. You guys are worth it.
I'll ditto that.
Yes.
The service after the sale has been incredible.
Oh, I love that. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for putting your trust in us. And I can't wait now to hear a little bit more about, now that you're living here and you're in your home and you've furnished it and it's absolutely beautiful. Like, what are some of those monthly costs? Like, we'll go over a little bit of details in the budget, because I think that's really appealing to people as well. Now, talking about budget, I know you purchased this home so you don't have a mortgage,
Right.
but I'd love to hear a little more about your monthly utilities. So what kind of on average do you pay?
Well, that's been the surprising part to us and makes us very happy.
Yes.
We figured with taxes and HOA and the utilities, so far it's been about $150
Wow.
a month.
Wow.
And again, that includes your property tax, which is amazing.
Okay.
The highest thing that we pay is our HOA, which is about $80.
Okay.
But our electric,
Yes, what is
we
your
pay, I think it only comes due every 2 months.
Okay.
Anyway, I've only paid one, but it was a total of $6. And
Wow.
it appeared to be for 2 months. Now, part of that, maybe it's a catch-up time and maybe it's going to be more. I wouldn't be surprised if it's more. A neighbor said that they pay $50, but they have another 1,000 square feet. So,
Sure.
I don't know, but that's kind of shocking to us.
I also think being in the winter has been nice because the weather is so
Exactly.
fantastic. You don't need to turn on your air conditioning.
We have used heaters though a
Oh.
lot.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, and I know as it gets to be like warmer, and you usually will get maybe 2 weeks in the warm season that it's not quite tolerable, you'll turn on your split
We have
unit
air
and be fine.
conditioning. Right.
Okay, so tell me then, what do you pay for gas and water?
Gas we haven't purchased at all.
Oh my
because
goodness,
we
I
already
love
had
that.
some.
Yes,
some
because you have the
gas
tank
here.
on the
Right.
rooftop,
Right.
and they come and they fill up your tank.
Yeah. And
I
so
know
we're
for
using very little.
I know for us about a month it's right around like $100 a month, but it's because we have a dryer and we run that multiple. Oh my gosh, with
I
three
would
boys.
suggest ours is
all the
probably
time.
under $10 a month for gas.
Wow, that's
if
amazing.
that much.
Yes. Okay, and then water.
I think our water was $13.
Yes.
Something like that.
So unbelievably reasonable.
Yes.
Wow.
And that's important to us because we think of it as a holding cost.
Right. Right.
Because we still do have another home in the States, so it's important to us to keep that, cost
your
down.
property. Yeah, absolutely.
So-
Okay, so now about food costs. I heard that you love going to the Tuesday market, the Tianguis market, which is one of my favorite things to do every Tuesday. So you buy your produce there and get some miscellaneous things. How much do you on average spend in a week when you go to the Tuesday market?
I think usually it's been something like $10 or less.
Oh my gosh.
I've even sent pictures to people at home. This is what I got for $7, and there's this much produce.
Yes.
But we also buy cheese there. David has found numerous tools.
Of course.
What else?
I buy everything used there.
Yes.
Electrical, whatever you need,
They have it.
they have it. And this, I've been told it's about the size of 5 football stadiums. I don't know how many thousands of people, but they're, if you need it, it's there.
Absolutely.
Cheap.
I know they sell birds and turtles. I went with my boys once and they wanted to buy a little baby turtle. So I love that. Now, when you go into like the grocery store, because we have the main grocery store, La Comer, or we have City Market, what do you spend on average when you go there?
I really can't tell you, but I think we're spending about $150.
And that's
every
all
time
your
we
other
go.
things, right? Household goods, you
Yes,
have to buy
exactly.
miscellaneous, like we get pastas and things that you might need that you can't
More
get.
than food.
Yes.
Yeah, you're buying your cleaning products.
Absolutely.
And, we've bought lots. I bought a robe there.
Oh, yes.
So we've bought a lot of.
Yeah,
And you
we've
get
even-
shampoo and conditioners and lotions. You can get other things from there too.
We've
so.
even bought rugs and bedspreads and
Yes,
sheets and all that
it's true.
stuff. We
It's
buy
like a
everything
super.
there.
They call it the mega.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's great. Now, some of the miscellaneous costs, like I know you don't have a car here, so you're able to walk a lot and you're able to get like a taxi or an Uber. What do you spend on average for an Uber or taxi when you need to go into town or you go to the Tuesday market?
I think Tuesday market is probably
$5.
$5 each way.
Yeah.
And if we go downtown, maybe a total of $15.
Okay.
I think
Round
at one
trip.
time we looked, and I think we were spending about $300 a month.
On
Uber.
transportation and Ubers. Okay.
Right.
But that, balances out with the inexpensive utilities and even the produce is a lot
We
less
don't pay
expensive.
for gasoline, we don't pay car
No
payments, we don't pay
repairs.
any,
We don't even have to figure out where we're going.
we don't have to
Right.
worry about
Yes.
parking, we don't have to, we just
It's very convenient.
You can just go and enjoy the city.
tell them where we want to go and they take us there.
Yes.
And
We've had good experience with it.
Uber is a wonderful service here.
Yes, it really
very,
is.
very inexpensive and professional,
And very safe.
very safe, professional, nice, caring people that help you carry packages and groceries.
You mentioned one of your draws to living in Mexico was the food.
Right.
So I'd love to know what on average are you spending on restaurants when you go out, just the two of you?
We usually just go for lunch. And I would say the range is $21 to as much as $35
Really?
for lunch for two.
I can't tell you how much I enjoyed sitting with you and talking to you today about your journey. coming to Mexico.
Thank you so much.
And I just want to know what is next. What's happening next with your adventures here in Mexico?
Well, I'd like to get more familiar with the city, take advantage of some of the activities, the cultural events that we haven't really done. We just are getting accustomed and adjusted, but there's so much to do here that we could go on and on, I think.
Yes, I'm going to help you with that. I'm going to help you
good.
get more integrated.
And then I want to get my cats here.
Of course you do. Oh, good. Well, I'm hoping that will happen soon. And David, what about you?
Well, we have done some traveling. We went to on a tour to Guanajuato, which is about an hour and a half from here. It's a wonderful place.
Beautiful.
We went to Querétaro, where the airport is,
yeah.
an incredibly wonderful city. I actually took a bus from here to Mexico City. So you can travel here. It's quite inexpensive, and there's a million things to see and entertain you. It's really great.
Amazing. Well, I look forward to seeing more of what you have planned and maybe more family members moving to Mexico.
Hopefully.
So yes, thank you so much.
Thank
You're welcome.
you.